Alright, we got 2 people so far. Hey Gilbert, what's up? Thanks for joining. Alright, 3 people so far. I'm just going to wait till we have 10 people, then I'll start. Alright, 4 people. Nice. Hey Da Vinci, what's up? Thanks for joining. Alright, so I'm gonna just wait for a few minutes to see how many people join, and we'll start streaming. Alright, so I'm gonna just wait. Alright, 3 people so far. Hey Aaron, thanks for joining. So how's everyone doing tonight? We're just hovering close to 10,300 right now. And yeah, man, this move was pretty crazy. I was so busy at work today, I didn't have time to look at my charts. And I think around lunchtime, I noticed that it popped right around here. Alright, who else do we have in this room? We got 5 people watching. Oh yeah, if you guys can hit the like button, that'll be really helpful. It'll boost my video up so people can search for it. Yeah, I was pretty surprised that I got 20 likes on StockTwits, but it doesn't look like I have 20 people here watching. Hey, you're long a few coins. That's cool. What kind of coins are you holding long? you guys see the price action on Hive blockchain and Hut 8 mining? It's pretty crazy. Here, I'll bring up the chart right now. Hive blockchain. So I think you could find this on the American exchange and the Canadian. I'm from Canada, so I use the Canadian exchange here on the TSX. Oh, so you're long XRP, XBT, LTC, and ETH. Waiting to see if Cardano is worth the dip. Oh, that's cool. Those two have kept popping up in my scanner, but unavailable to trade on my broker. Da Vinci, what are you using? Are you using Robinhood or something? Anyways, I'm probably just going to look over Hive blockchain. So for those who are invested in stocks, this is one of the crypto or Bitcoin related mining companies that you can invest in. The last couple, last couple of days and last week went parabolic. So for those who don't know, I got into Hive blockchain around 13 cents. So this was around January 20th. So the funny thing is, I bought 20,000 shares of Hive blockchain, but I didn't end up keeping all of it. I had to reallocate some of my shares and profits into Hut 8 mining. But I kind of regret it and not keeping my 21,000 shares. I could have been up almost $7,000. So Da Vinci used Webbull, eTrade Pro, and Robinhood for options. Okay, cool. Yeah, so for those joining us right now, I just want to let everyone know that anything I'm talking about on my live stream is not financial advice, just educational purpose only. And yeah, you just gotta do your own research, and I will not tell you how to invest your money or when to buy or when to sell. So that's just a disclaimer. Anyways, back to my Hive. So I was just telling everyone earlier that I got into Hive at 13 cents, and I sold a few at around 21 cents, and I sold some around 40 cents here, because I thought that it was topping out here, but it actually broke the trend line and resistance. Yeah, it looks like it's entering a new channel here. My projected price target in the next, I guess for this week, is probably gonna hit 52 cents and possibly pull back down to 41 cents. So some of the reasons for this route to rally was some news about I think it was JP Morgan. I didn't really read into much about the article. I saw the headlines, and they're thinking about using Ethereum for their blockchain technology. Also, the spot price of Ethereum also contributes to the price movement of Hive. For those who don't know, Hive blockchain, they mine majority of Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, and also Zcash as well. So yeah, man, Ethereum is taking off. It's pretty crazy. What is the price right now? Ethereum is at 245. Yeah, you know what? Riot and Mara, I actually don't have any positions with them. I did have positions with them last year in 2019 when they had that rally leading to the 14K top. Yeah, right now I'm only holding Hive and Hut 8 Mining right now, the Canadian stocks. I heard that there were a lot of issues with Riot last year, some mostly internal issues. I also heard that they stopped mining, they turned off their machines, and that was a big red flag for me. Um, whereas Hive and Hut 8 Mining, they both kept mining regardless of the price, the bearish price correction. Um, so, anyways, I'm not gonna get in too much with Hive. I just want to let people know that I'm projecting that it might hit 52 cents tomorrow or by Thursday, and then correct back down to 42 cents. But one thing about Hive is pretty undervalued right now. So with the spot price of Ethereum at 245 at the moment, it's very undervalued at the moment. So if you go back on to this chart on the 1 day view here. So back in 2019, when we had that rally, Ethereum was trading about. Let's double check. Ethereum. Hey, KCPC, thanks for joining. You're from StockTwits? Awesome, man. Thanks. It's nice to see you here. Um, sorry, I'm just going through the price of Ethereum back in 2019. So back in 2019 peak, we were at let's see, almost 360 for Ethereum. So the price of Ethereum right now is at 245. If we look at the chart right now at 245, that is sometime let's see, the 13th of May. So going back to Hive, we can compare where it was on the 13th of May. So on the 13th of May, let's see, where are we here? Hive. So Hive was actually, oh shit, let me zoom in a bit. It's hard to see. Okay, so the 13th of May is around here. It is. Okay, so Hive was actually at 63 cents at the same price as Ethereum right now. So right now, Ethereum at 245, we're currently trading at 47 cents right now. So it's clearly undervalued since the same price range last year. And I still see some more upside potential to go up with Hive, even though it seems overbought on the most of the time frames. But at the same time, like sometimes you can't really trust the stochastic RSI. It could hang up in there for a while in the overbought levels. So it was around 64 cents around that time. So we still have quite a few way to go up on the upside. So if you draw the price range from here to around 64 cents, you are looking at another 30% rise, and that could potentially be the resistance before we correct back down to one of these trend lines here. So I would keep an eye on this. There is still room to head up. So one of the ways you can find out is just looking at the stochastic RSI. So you can see that it's bouncing right below the overbought level, and it can head back into the overbought area. 1 hour, same idea. It's like still in the neutral zone here. It could bounce right back up. Going back to the 45 minutes, that look like it's back here. It can pop back up from there too. So anyways, yeah, there's still some potential upside from there. Maybe another 30%. Yeah, I don't know about calls and stuff. I actually don't trade options, so yeah, if they have it available, you can probably do that. Anyways, another thing I want to show you guys is Hey Da Vinci, worth the risk using VPN? You know what? I wouldn't do that, man. Like, if you're not allowed to trade in the US with BitMEX, don't do it. Because let's say you have a lot of profits in BitMEX and they find out that you're not in the jurisdiction of trading, they can freeze your account, and the only way to get your money out is either contacting them using KYC, giving your like know your customer, provide ID, and then if they find out that you're an American customer, you'll lose everything. You won't be able to take your money out. So I wouldn't risk using VPN, in my opinion. Anyways, so I want to go over Hut 8 Mining, which is a Canadian stock. So for those who don't know, my position in Hut 8 Mining, full disclosure, I was in at around 117, so right around here. This is where I took some profits from my Hive blockchain and put it towards Hut 8 Mining, and it's paying off pretty well so far. One thing about Hut 8 Mining is it's pretty slow when it comes to profits. So I gained about like 60% from where my initial position was. And in terms of my next price target area that I'm expecting, so this one's pretty interesting because back in October of 2019, this was actually listed on the Canadian exchange. So it's fairly new, and the price of Bitcoin back at October of 2019 was, let's double check back to the charts here. October 2019. I can't remember off the top of my head what the price was, even though I follow it every single day. Okay, October of 2019, the price of Bitcoin was trading around, I guess, like 9,000, more or less. Okay, so going back to Hut 8 Mining, right now we're at 10,000 Bitcoin, and we should be around $2 based on the price of Bitcoin in October 2019. So we're still undervalued based on past performance. And as you can see, I drew a trend line here. This seemed like where I guess a resistance point is, but I still see a major break with Bitcoin. So I'm not exactly sure when that will happen, but I suspect that the stock market might feel a rally with Bitcoin if it were to sell off. So Hut 8 Mining has a lot of potential, and another thing that a lot of people don't know about Hut 8 Mining is that they profit around 4,000 to 5,000 Bitcoin spot price. So right now they are profiting way above their mining price. Yeah, this is a sleeper. A lot of people will miss out if they don't get in. But I'm not recommending that people get in. So I'll leave that to your own decision. Hey Mark, thanks for joining. So far we got 7 people watching. This is pretty good. Anyways, these are my price targets for the next couple of days. If it breaks above 242, I suspect that it might go parabolic, similar to what happened with Hive blockchain. Are you able to put symbols in chat? I think there's an emoji button if you were to click on that beside the so I think it's in the left corner, but I'm not sure what kind of symbols you want to add in there. Anyways, so we got more people here now. We got 8 people in this live stream. We can go back to the Bitcoin charts. So, do you guys have any questions about Bitcoin and where we could possibly head to? So, for me, I personally think we are going to see a huge breakout. Um, and if you guys don't know how I do my technical analysis, I usually rely on these two indicators, which are the stochastic RSI and the MACD. These are my go-to indicators to help me figure, when we are oversold or we're planning on reversing up or correcting back down. So I like to look at everything from different time frames. I usually go through every single time frame from the minute to the hour to the day, weekly, and month. And yeah, like I I'm not really a trader. I used to trade back in 2017, but I learned a hard lesson from that in that bull run, and I've learned that if we're in this another bull run, it's better to just hold long, because at the end of the day, you'll end up with more profits, because you're always going to be chasing higher prices. Like, so if you sell for a profit, you're going to be waiting for the next dip, but then that dip won't come, and then you're going to end up paying more for less coins. So that's why I don't really trade in a bull market. It's just best to hold long. So right now we're at $10,289. Oh yeah, another thing is yeah, averaging is good, like dollar cost averaging. So back in October, I was just adding like $100 there, $500 there, 1,000 every week, and then I was able to accumulate a lot between the range of 7,000 down to 6,400. Sorry, 7,000 to 6,400 Bitcoin price. Yeah, that was pretty good, just dollar cost averaging. So yeah, feel free to chat amongst yourself in the chat box. I'm just going to quickly just explain like how I do my TA, in case you're wondering. And also, like, we can talk about the stock market, see where we might head to. We can look at Tesla, we can look at Apple, Amazon. If any of those stuff interests you, yeah, feel free to type it in the chat box and we can go over it. Hey, Bradley, what do you think of Link busting out? Hold on to that for a bit. Link is interesting because I actually have some position in Link, but let me get back to you on that. I just want to explain my quick process of how I'm trying to I guess chart out my technical analysis and show you like how I figure where we could bounce. But yeah, okay, so we're still at 10,300 range here. So you can see all my lines here. I'm just gonna zoom out. So all of these lines are based on where certain tops and bottoms intersect, or touch the lines frequently. So I also threw in a Fibonacci retracement. This is another good tool and indicator of where you can see certain resistance level and pullback areas. And yeah, Mark, Zcash, I will get to that too, because I'm actually really bullish on Zcash for the long term. And I'm going to talk about all the altcoins that I think that are sleepers and will greatly rise with the price of Bitcoin rallying up. So anyways, I don't want to bore everyone with my technical analysis process, but yeah, I like to look at everything on every single time frame, and that's how I'm able to determine when Bitcoin could potentially break out to the upside or correct back down to the support lines. And my favorite time frame is the 15 minutes, 15 minutes or 3 minutes. But for tonight, let's keep it in between maybe 5 minutes so we can see it real time of what's going on here. So just a quick so this is my analysis right now. So since we did like almost a inverse Bart system here, we created a pendant flag here, and this is this can go both ways, but more likely to the upside. This is actually a bullish pattern here. So as you can see, we broke out of the pendant, and we're just crawling above this trend line here. So if you look at the let's see here, I'm gonna look at the 1 minute. The 1 minute, we are in the oversold level, but the most important level is like the 15 minutes in my opinion. So the 15 minutes is in the oversold area, and it looks like we are ready to make another wave up from where we are right now at 10,300. And the next resistance line is 10,390. So I mapped up all the price area of resistance, and yeah, we can potentially, if we break above 10,390, we will go straight to 10,524. This is where I think this is the major resistance before we have a decent pullback. But yeah, so if you go on the daily here, we are way overbought here, but it looks like this could potentially curve back up into the overbought zone. So I've seen this happen before. It's like a I guess a W, or yeah, like a W shape here, and it'll bounce back up. On the weekly, we can still hang up in this area for a while. So as you can see, back in 2019, for the last like I guess between like April to June, we were hanging up in the overbought area. So we can do that. We can do the same as well for the next couple of months. And this is really bullish with alright, Casey, see ya, man. Sorry I couldn't get to your link, but you can watch the stream after. I'll go through it, and I'll let you know. I'll let you know on StockTwits that yeah, I did the TA for it. Alright, see ya, man. Yeah, so we can be hanging up in the weekly overbought area for the next couple of months. So I wouldn't dismiss the possibility of Bitcoin like doing a parabolic rally similar to what we did in 2017. So I still, like, in my opinion, I think we're gonna head to 27,000 before happening, and that may be pretty extreme to others, but I recently found out that Tom Lee also made that prediction of 27,000 by summer. So that was really reassuring to my price prediction of 27,000. I could be off, who knows. I think that 27,000 would probably be the peak before the halving, and then we might correct back down to the 15,000 range. But yeah, anyways, yeah, so it looks like we're gonna turn up in the 15 minutes, so we might see some nice rally up to the 10,400 range. But yeah, anyways, let me take the time to help you guys out with your TA for altcoins. I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna read through the chat and see what you guys are seeing here. Okay, so let's do Zcash. Mark, are you still here? So Zcash is pretty interesting. I hold some Zcash. but it's not my majority holding. Dash is actually my majority holding right now. Okay, so I actually have a chart drawn out from here. I'm gonna zoom out. Okay, oh, I guess wrong chart. Let me use Coinbase. All right, cool, Mark, you're still here. All right, let's take a look at your Zcash. So this is actually a fresh new chart. I didn't draw anything here. This is pretty interesting. Zcash looks like it's you know what? Let me find a better chart because this looks like it's only from 2019. I need something that goes back more. Zcash for, let's see, Binance. So let's use that. All right, this chart is perfect. Great. All right, so we made a high of 800-ish back in 2017. So what I'm gonna do is quickly draw a Fibonacci retracement, and it looks like we bottom out around this is some weird flash crash, but I'll stick to, you know what, yeah, I'll draw that from there. Oh cool, you mined Zcash back in the day. Nice. My brother used to mine Ethereum, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Back in 2016, 15, Ethereum was really easy to mine. I don't really know the how to mine, but I let him take care of that. All right, so you know what? I'll just draw from the bottom here. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in on the daily. So it looks like we bottom out around $25, let's just say, more or less. And I'm going to quickly draw a trend line here to see if anything intersects. So I'll just put it here. That looks like about right. All right, and I'm just gonna draw a few more trend lines. This one's really tricky to draw a TA. In terms of the fundamentals of Zcash, I'm not too up to date with what's going on with that. So the coin. So one thing I do know is that Zcash has a maximum coin supply of 21 million, similar to Bitcoin. So I'm not sure if you guys noticed this, but when we bottomed out back in December, most of the coins that rallied were coins that had a limited supply of 21 million or less, and they were mostly privacy coins as well that made the leading rally before most of the other altcoins. So anyways, I'm going to just quickly draw. So we are at the resistance of this peak area here. If we break above, let me draw this price label here. So if we break above $75, that's going to be really bullish for Zcash. the next level for Zcash to hit for the resistance would be in this area here. So that price would be roughly around $140. Zcash on the daily is still in the neutral zone. It can easily turn up from here. But if the one thing I've noticed that it's overbought on a weekly, similar to most coins. Monthly is pretty bullish because right now we're looking at it. It's turning up from the overbought area, so that's pretty bullish. So Zcash amongst other coins like Dash, I see it heading higher than most altcoins. They'll be the leading ones that will have a nice rally. Anyways, yeah, there's a lot of potential with Zcash. I can't really tell you any short-term or long-term price points. I just know that if Bitcoin hits 27,000 in the next couple months, we could see Zcash follow exactly like how it happened in 2017. Let me take a look at Link. So I've never looked at the TA for Link. I do hold some Link, and I bought that recently on Coinbase. I think I bought it around like this level here, like 240ish. I have to look back at my Coinbase purchase. Yeah, I heard this one was a lot of people were talking about Link, and this chart is still new, so we don't know how high it could potentially go. But just drawing some of these quick trend lines here, we can see it touching certain areas here. So let me draw that. Just draw a quick Fibonacci from the last highs. Also, another thing is I like to line. So for example, see how everything lines up to the bottom of the 0.618 level, and you see how some of these topped up right below the 0.5 level. So this is a good way of just drawing your Fibonacci, especially if it's something new on the chart that don't have a history of the last price peaks and dips. So this is how I would draw it. Another thing to look out for is, what I like to do is I like to duplicate the trend line and draw a parallel to it with other intersecting peaks. So I'm just gonna duplicate this here, and this is usually how I would figure out a channel, especially if it's something new like this. And also, it's important to look at the MACD, look at the stochastics right here. Let's see. Overbought. This looks like it's going to correct down. Yep, overbought. And 45 minutes looks like it's going to turn up again. So this, to me, this is pretty bullish in the short term. I don't know how far it will go up, but the next one I would look out for is probably 4.43 as a resistance. So that would be another 13% roughly. Anyways, back to Bitcoin. Let's see what's going on with that. All right, so we are still hovering around 10,300. I'm probably gonna do a I'm probably going to extend the stream for another 10 minutes. Probably I need to sleep soon because I gotta wake up early in the morning to get to work. Fortunately, I still have a day job, but who knows what would happen in a few years? I might not even have to work anymore. Yeah, we gotta hold that Bitcoin along, guys. Okay, so this is looking pretty bullish short term on the shorter time frames, and looks like we're just hugging this trend line I drew here. So this could potentially be a another support area in case it breaks down, but looking pretty bullish to me here. So maybe by tomorrow morning we might see 10,500. All right, Gilbert, before you run away, any chance you can tell this noob how to get into stock trading, or is it too much to get into now? I can't really tell you like what to do in terms of how comfortable you are with stock trading. Just based on what I know or read about, like the stock market is currently like at all-time highs. It's also being propped up by the Feds with the repo repurchasing. It's just ridiculous with the way the prices move with stocks. It just goes up nonstop. But if you want, I can take a look at the SPY chart. SPY chart, the S&P 500. It consists of 500 different companies, and some of the majority holding of SPY major holdings are like tech stocks like Apple. But let me show you the chart of of SPY. And I'm not going to tell you what to do, but in my personal opinion, I'm still waiting for a nice pullback. And it's been a ridiculous 10 years of nonstop price moving to the upside. If I saw this for the first time as an investor or a trader, I would not touch anything until I see a decent pullback. And I don't think we had a big correction that's more than 20% with the stock market. Just by looking at this chart scares me. Like how many charts have you seen where it goes up this high without it correcting back down? And if you were to compare this with Bitcoin's 2017, like why would you want to buy up here? But that's just my opinion, and I'm not telling you what you can do or how to trade or when to buy. That's solely up to you, Gilbert. But just by looking at this chart, I'm personally shorting it at the moment. Well, I don't really have options or use options. I just use instruments like the TVIX. That's mostly based on volatility, like the VIX index. Yeah, like anyone holding the TVIX has been like destroyed in the last year or so, because it's not really meant to hold long. It's a trading instrument. It decays. It's meant to go to zero, so it's not something that you should hold long. But I think we had 1 year where the VIX, like, it melted up, and that thing went up like 150% in a day. But I doubt we'll have that again anytime. Well, maybe we could have something soon because we haven't had a huge pullback in a while, but it's pretty rare for that to happen. Yeah, so just looking at the S&P 500, the SPY chart here. Since 2008, we had rallied almost 380%. So if you bought the bottom of the 2008 market crash and you bought this index and held for the last 10, 11 years, you would have been up 384% plus the dividends that comes with the ETF. If you guys want to know what I'm doing right now with the SPY, I'm in TVIX at the moment. I recently took some profits with my Hive blockchain and bought some TVIX as I guess, a way to make money on the downside when it corrects. With my charts, it seems like we're probably going higher with SPY, possibly another 3% or possibly 6% before we see a nice pullback. But at the same time, anything could happen. Yeah. Anyways, I don't have any recommendation for you of how to stock trade. I wouldn't trade this market because everything is propped up. A lot of these prices are artificial. They're all fueled by stock buybacks, especially with low volume. Everything's just artificially propped. Yeah, the evaluation is ridiculous. Anyways, I don't want to get too much into that. But in my opinion, I think that the next catalyst for Bitcoin to head up is based on a sell-off in the market that's going to scare a lot of investors to find some sort of safe haven. And recently, gold, it hasn't been performing that well compared to Bitcoin. Yeah, like gold is personally like something that can be manipulated by like banks with the paper contracts. Honestly, like with Bitcoin, I find it a lot more it's more liquid than holding physical gold. And it's easy to move around with that, especially if you're traveling to different countries or moving around. Yeah, Bitcoin is always with you, and you don't need to carry something heavy like gold with you. And you can also get flagged by carrying a lot of gold at the airports and stuff like that. But yeah, it seems like everyone wants to get into Bitcoin as a way to hedge against any downside to the market. Yeah, so I really think that in the next couple of weeks we might see a sell-off with the stock market, and that might help fuel Bitcoin to go higher from there. And if we were to crash, yeah, man, I really think Bitcoin will rally based off that fear of everyone trying to find something to park their money. And Bitcoin is a non-correlated asset with the stock market, so yeah. I'm personally, I have like 90% invested in Bitcoin right now. And yeah, it's doing really well with the price, especially breaking that 10,000 mark. That's a huge psychological barrier in the last couple of years. Even for 2017, the price exploded around the 10,000 mark. This was the resistance 10,000 here. So if you zoom in on the 2017, this is the area where it had major resistance, and then it broke up to this major parabolic rally in 2017. You want me to take a look at Cardano? Yeah, sure. I'll look at that right after. Give me a second here. Oh yeah, so if you guys are new to this YouTube channel, forgot to mention, if you haven't visited my website 21mclub.ca, I have some quick links here I have a Discord channel. I have a Telegram channel, Instagram as well. I have a public Instagram account and I have a private VIP Instagram account. Right now, all of these links are free right now. I'm not charging anyone any money until 27,000 Bitcoin arrives, and that's when I have to build some credibility from my call. And if that were to play out, I will have to start charging money for it. But everything's free right now. So I post a lot of my charts real time on all the three of these platforms. So make sure you guys join these platforms. Also, another thing is if you guys are interested, I'm also selling merch as well on Teespring. So all your purchases will be anonymous. Like I won't be able to see where you're purchasing it from or where you're delivering it to. That's all through Teespring. Selling a lot of my t-shirts. So I have these three designs: the 21mClub logo, this Bitcoin rocket, and the Bitcoin whale and piggy bank. So yeah, take a look at that. It's on my website. If you guys are interested, you guys can order. Like I said, all the purchases are dealt with Teespring, and I won't be able to see where you're purchasing it from or where you're having it delivered to. Okay, so back to the charts for Cardano. Let's take a look. Wow, just talking nonstop is making my mouth dry. So I'm just gonna have a sip of water for a moment. All right, so let's look at Cardano. I'm actually holding Cardano at 20x. If you look on the left side of my screen, you can see my BitMEX positions. These are all leveraged positions. So I think my Cardano is currently up 422%. In case you guys are wondering what my positions are, actually I can just scroll and find out. So Cardano, yes. So I'm holding 1,000. It's a very small position. I just want to see how high it goes. And also for those who don't know, I'm holding this leverage long. I'm trying to reach a goal of 100,000% with Bitcoin. I don't think it's been done before with 100 times leverage, and I want to be the first person to do that. Trying to make crypto history, make the headlines. That's just my ultimate goal in the long term. And another thing about holding these highly leveraged longs is that there's a fee you have to pay, I guess, every day or something like that, and it cuts into your wallet balance. So you can see that my wallet balance has been decreasing since the last 2 months. What I do is I keep adding money to keep my position going. So I just have to make sure this doesn't go to zero, or else everything gets wiped out. Yeah, my leverage long is looking pretty good. This is my personal record of 3,600%. Last year I went as high as 3,000%. So that's a pretty big accomplishment for me. And I will post these time to time on my Telegram and Discord and Instagram. All right, so back to Cardano. Sorry to keep you waiting here. So I actually looked into Cardano a while back, and I drew this line here, and it looks like it broke through the resistance of let me draw a price bubble here so you can see the price better. So right now I'm showing everything in Cardano and USD trading pair. So it broke that 5 cents mark here, and it looks like it's touching the next Fibonacci level of 0.5. So right now it's under that resistance. It may pull back from here. So on the daily, it looks like it's turning down from the overbought levels. And let's look at the 4 hours. So that's heading towards the if it drops, how far it goes down. It's hard to say. This is all just based on my TA right now, but let me look at everything from different time frames. So on a 1 minute mark, this is looking bullish in short term. 3 minute looks looking good. 5 minutes is looking good. 15 minutes is looking good. Right now, based on what I see so far, we might head higher from here. Let's see. Okay, so 30 minutes. This is looking good short term. If it breaks this resistance of 6 cents, it may test this next level here. So 1 hour, we are in overbought, so it needs to come back down. So actually, it looked like it's. I'm on the fence about this. It looks like it wants to break out to the next Fibonacci level. In terms of going down, your next level is the 6.618 on the Fibonacci. So 0.56 would be the support level if it were to correct back down. That's where I would see it going on the daily. So yeah, it looks like it's been overbought. But if Bitcoin were to rally, this might follow it as well. It might follow the momentum up, and that might potentially hit the next level of 0.382 Fibonacci level, which equates to 0.75 cents. Anyways, that's where I see it heading, and it can be overbought in this zone for quite a while if Bitcoin continues to go up. So you just have to follow what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin is like the leading indicator of where this market is going. And usually altcoins do follow sometimes, but I would say it's more specific coins than all coins. So you have to be careful about that. Anyways, I'm not going to get too much into Cardano, so yeah. Anyways, probably gonna stream for another 5 or 10 minutes and call it night. I'm pretty sure you guys are all tired. I had to wake up early in the morning, so I won't be doing this too long. And yeah, so I'm just gonna quickly look at Bitcoin and see what it's doing right now. And it looks like we are correcting on the short term here, or just hugging this line. So yeah, we did break out of this triangle, but still remain in the same channel here. So you see this channel here? We're still in that channel. It's looking okay so far. There's a possibility we could potentially bar it back down here. But the way I do my TA on this is looking at everything from a different time frame. So on the daily, we are we are hanging in the neutral zone, so that can also curve up and make a W shape here. So I wouldn't dismiss Bitcoin rallying up from here. 4 hours looking good. 3 hours looking okay. Yeah, it looks like we can hang up in the overbought area for a while. So I'm actually projecting the next level of 10,500, possibly by tonight or by tomorrow morning. So yeah, it's looking really good on a short time frame, especially the 15 minutes. I'm just gonna draw this squiggly line here. You can see this happening, and then we might touch back down this line. So this is the area to look out for $10,524. Anyways, yeah, it's been almost 1 hour for my stream. I'm probably gonna go to sleep. As you can tell, I'm really tired with my voice right now, and my mouth is also dry from talking nonstop. Yep. All right. Anyone else have any questions? You guys can type whatever you want in the box, and if not, we're gonna call it a night. And yeah, who knows? We might wake up to 11,000 Bitcoin. I'm just kidding. More likely 10,500. If that breaks past that, yeah, we could see potentially 11,000 by tomorrow. Anyways, yeah, it looks like a lot of you guys are leaving. You know what? I'm gonna call it a night. Yeah, for those who have been watching, thanks for sticking through. Thanks for joining. And yeah, make sure you guys to follow me on my other social media platforms. Um, and they're only going to be available for a few months, so you guys should take advantage and join Telegram, Instagram, and Discord before I make it private. All right, Gilbert, have a good night. Thanks again for joining, and thanks everyone for watching. And yeah, I'll see you guys on StockTwit. I'll probably message there before I fall asleep tonight. All right, see you guys.